What's up, family? Trail here, and we have some awesome news to share with you today. We just received word from the governor that the relief checks are in the mail. Yes, Americans are expected to receive up to $900 checks sometime this week, as we just received the official word in one particular state. Also, we have some huge news on the horizon because drug prices are potentially about to get even lower sometime this year. And top lawmakers in the Senate and the new leader, Bernie Sanders, is putting the pressure on the pharmaceutical companies. I've got the details to share with you today. But before we go any further, you already know what to do. Make sure that you're subscribed to the channel, as well as hit the like button for the YouTube algorithm. Now let's go ahead and start with the video. Starting off with the Fed chairman, as of yesterday, ended up raising the interest rates once again. Guys, he will just not stop. This is pretty much pushing us into this huge recession for some time this year. And guys, we need him to stop. But of course, the Fed chairman continues to raise these rates because he is trying to redirect the inflation. We know that we have been dealing with a huge inflation problem over the past, 3 to 4 months or so. And the Fed chairman, Jerome Powell, said that he is going to fix it, which means that he will continue to raise the interest rates. And yes, guys, as of yesterday, he raised the interest rates by 25 basis points, or better known as 0.25 percentage points. And yes, guys, we will probably continue to see this until the inflation comes back down once again, in which pretty shocking, because just last month, in the month of December, we actually saw food inflation slow down a little bit as well. So guys, will this continue to happen? Because apparently this is not enough to prevent the Fed chairman from continuing to raise interest rates, because he wants the American people to stop spending money. That in turn will cause the inflation rate to drop back down once again. But anyways, guys, so far it looks like Americans are still spending a ton of money. We just saw billions of dollars being spent for the Christmas holidays, guys. So anyways, guys, that is the latest information from the Fed chairman, Jerome Powell. But moving on to some other interesting news, guys, we do have a little bit of information from the former President Donald Trump. And yes, guys, he has officially sued the journalist Bob Woodward for releasing some of the interview recordings that he had during the presidency of Donald Trump, in which supposedly that Trump did not give him the permission to actually release this information. And yes, guys, it says that the former President Donald Trump on Monday filed a lawsuit against the journalist for $49 million, alleging that the recordings of the interviews the pair did were released without President Trump's permission. And yes, guys, Woodward and the lawsuit co-defendants Simon and Schuster published of his book Rage in a joint statement called Trump's lawsuit without merit, and vowed to aggressively defend it against it. So anyways, guys, the legal action is the latest in the number of lawsuits filed by the former President Donald Trump against journalists and other news outlets. So we'll just have to see how this turns out as well, guys. Donald Trump is in a lot of different lawsuits, some that he has actually filed, as well as some other lawsuits that are actually against him. But anyways, guys, as more news or information gets developed on this particular story, I will come back and provide that to you. I'm definitely interested to see how this actually turns out, considering he was a journalist releasing this information. But anyways, guys, it sounds like Bob Woodward actually sounds pretty confident that this lawsuit is just a frivolous lawsuit. But anyways, I will keep you guys posted. Now, in some other striking news, Donald Trump has been going after the governor of Florida, Ron DeSantis, and now he is calling him a rhino globalist, as the verbal attacks continue to heat up ahead of the 2024 presidential election, or showdown, or what they are talking about right here. Yes, guys, earlier this week, Trump called on Ron DeSantis that said that he is not loyal because Donald Trump was his president, and now Ron DeSantis is planning on running against him. Yeah, Trump said that that's not cool, Ron DeSantis, and said that he is not a loyal person and that he needs to be shut down. And yes, and now it looks like it has gone a little bit further, and he is actually calling him a name, a rhino globalist. We saw a couple of years ago where Donald Trump was calling the regular Republicans, lawmakers on Capitol Hill, he was calling them rhinos, but now he has a new name for Ron DeSantis, a rhino globalist. So yes, guys, this is pretty striking, because they were once friends, in which Trump Trump claimed that he helped Ron DeSantis win the governor position in Florida, and now they could potentially be running against each other in the 2024 presidential election. Now, so far, Ron DeSantis has not declared that he will actually run, but it does look like things are actually moving in that particular direction, and Trump is not happy about it. That is probably why Trump wanted to get a head start in actually campaigning for this election or this showdown that is coming up very soon. Now, Ron DeSantis did respond to the former president, Donald Trump, and he pretty much responded in a very particular way. I must say, it was very clever. Anyways, it says that Ron DeSantis responds to Donald Trump, his attacks, by pointing to his re-election. He is making the comparison between Ron DeSantis running for re-election in Florida, as well as the former president Donald Trump running for his re-election in the White House, in which Ron DeSantis said, "Look, Donald Trump, with respect, I got reelected. You did not. So before you start pointing the finger and saying different things about me, you need to look at yourself. You couldn't even win your own base in the presidential election in 2 or 3 years ago. And now you want to come after me? Well, look, I won the re-election in Florida, and I won by the most votes ever in the state of Florida. So look, Donald Trump, don't come after me. I'm doing what I am supposed to do. I am keeping the people in Florida happy, and you are not keeping the American people happy because you was unable to win the presidential election, and you couldn't even win against President Biden." So again, guys, yes, I think that this particular response was very clever from Ron DeSantis, and we'll just have to wait and see how Donald Trump responds back again. Guys, this particular battle is really heating up right now, and it is pretty much getting very juicy, guys. I'm very excited to see this. I know it is drama, but definitely to see Donald Trump get upset about anything is definitely some entertainment for me myself. So anyways, guys, I will be following this story very closely because I want to see the action. And yes, guys, we pretty much have 2 years of action before the actual votes get counted on November in 2024. So again, guys, we will be following this very closely. And then also, guys, Donald Trump has a very hard ladder to climb because it looks like some of the Republicans or some of the prominent Republicans are now holding off on backing up Trump. They are saying that he is pretty much divisive as he was when he lost the previous election. And we just saw where he had this campaign rally in New Hampshire in which he said himself that he was even more angrier now than he was in the past, and that he is going to be fighting much harder than he has been previously. So anyways, guys, for him to come out and say this, which is pretty much the reason why a lot of people didn't actually stand up and vote for him in the previous election. And if he is going to come out the same way that he did previously, he is going to have a tough time running against Ron DeSantis or anybody else because, like I said, some of the prominent Republicans are just holding back just a little bit before they actually stand up for Donald Trump. But anyways, guys, like I said, this is going to be a very juicy 2.5 years before the next election kicks off, guys. But anyways, guys, moving on, we do need to talk about the drug prices in this country. And yes, the big pharmaceuticals are not happy about this. As we can see in this article, guys, it says that the big pharma are set for more Senate scrutiny as the Democrats are eyeing some of the pricing issues during these new tax probes. Yes, guys, according to this report, it says that after Republicans wrestled control of the House of Representatives in November, threats of wide-ranging probes into Joe Biden's and his administration quickly are following. Now, the Democrats are holding the reins of the Senate, are firing a return salvo, and the pharmaceutical industry may rank among the victims. Yes, guys, the Democrats are actually targeting the pharmaceuticals right now. And yes, the Democrats are going after the big pharmaceuticals and saying that you guys have got to stop raising the prices of the drugs in this country. You need to keep the drugs in America the same price, if not similar to the price of drugs in other countries. You can't just charge the American people way more money than you're charging in these other countries. That is not right. So the Democrats are really targeting this issue right now because they consider this an attack on the American people in regards to what they are charging us. And yes, guys, we do have a huge leader that is leading the effort towards this. And yes, guys, he has done it again. Bernie Sanders is doing it once again, guys. Yes, guys, right here you can see that the drug companies are actually bracing. That's because the new chairman, Bernie Sanders, is headed directly for them. Yes, guys, we were talking about the big pharmaceutical companies, and Senator Bernie Sanders has long made it no secret that he thinks that drug companies and health insurance companies are ripping off Americans. But now that he is chairman of the Senate Health Committee, that is huge, guys. Bernie Sanders has already signaled an early focus of the committee's work will be going towards the drug prices, and the manufacturers are bracing for more contentious hearings in the upcoming year. Yes, guys, Bernie Sanders said that, look, I have no doubt that there will be tough hearings with people from the industry being forced to testify, subpoenaed to testify as well, a pharmaceutical industry source said in an interview. And I think that's going to be a real challenge moving forward. Now, Bernie Sanders told Axios in a brief hallway interview last week that he does plan to have hearings in the Health, Education, Labor and Pensions Committee on drug prices. And yes, guys, like I said, you already know what Bernie Sanders stands for. He has been fighting for this for years, and now that he is the head chairman of this new committee in regards to the drug prices, he is going directly for them. He said that this is one of his top priorities as he is the new leader of this committee. So this means that big pharmaceuticals are facing a hard uphill battle because they are going to be getting called on these new hearings in which they are going to have to testify as far as why they are raising the drug prices. And then the manufacturing companies are going to have to testify as well in regards to what they are charging the big pharmaceuticals to be able to sell these drugs on the market every single day to the American people. And like Bernie Sanders said, that these big pharmaceutical companies are ripping off Americans. So we already have the proof that that is actually being done. So it just needs to bring forth in these hearings, in the testifying in court in regards to why they are doing this to the American people only and not doing it to any other country out there. So again, guys, we are expected to receive and see that the drug prices are going to be coming down sometime this year. We don't necessarily know when, but because Bernie Sanders is leading the effort, we can rest assured that this is going to happen this year. This is going to be a huge benefit to all Americans in this country, especially those individuals that rely on daily medication just to stay alive. So anyways, guys, like I said, this is some awesome information that we are seeing today, and hopefully this gets kicked off very soon. Hopefully this month in February. But anyways, guys, last but not least, we do need to talk about some new relief checks that are statedly that they are in the mail right now. We do see on the website of Governor Janet T. Mills, which is the governor of Maine. And yes, Governor Mills announced earlier this week that the first round of $450 checks or $900 energy relief payments are actually in the mail. Yes, guys, this came out a couple of days ago on January the 30th, and Governor says that around 200,000 checks will be mailed per week moving forward on January the 30th. So that was earlier this week, guys, I believe on Monday. And yes, Governor Janet Mills announced that the first round of $450 winter energy relief payments are being mailed to eligible Maine taxpayers today, on January the 30th. And the $450 winter relief payments are part of Governor Mills' emergency energy relief plan to help keep Maine people warm, safe, and secure this winter amid the near record high energy costs. Now, again, Maine Revenue Services, a division of the Department of Administrative and Financial Services, is mailing the first round of these relief checks today on January the 30th. They actually mailed out 5,000 relief checks. And yes, they mailed these out via the U.S. Postal Service. Now, the payments are expected to arrive in the mailbox sometime this week. You probably already received them. And if you have, if you live in the state of Maine, comment down below and let me know that you actually received the relief payments. But anyways, guys, we don't know necessarily who was involved in the 5,000 checks that were mailed out earlier this week. But again, these checks are being mailed in the mailbox by the USPS. Maine Revenue Services also said that they are going to be estimating sending out around 200,000 checks per week starting next week. So again, guys, like I said, 5,000 checks were being sent out this week, and then starting next week, I believe on Sunday or Monday, 200,000 checks will be mailed out. And again, like I told you previously, that so far they are saying that around 880,000 checks are expected to be mailed out to Maine taxpayers. Again, this is going to be huge. These checks are going to be mailed out for the entire month of February, and you could be receiving these anytime, guys. So make sure that you pay attention to the information that is coming in your mailbox. Don't accidentally throw this mail away, because you could be throwing away $450 for single filers or $900 for married couples or joint filers. So again, those checks are in the mail. But anyways, guys, I hope all this information in this video was helpful to you today. Well, anyways, guys, hey, that's all I have for you today. But feel free to check out some of the items down below, because there are a few ways for you to be able to support this channel. Things like you can get the Amazon Prime membership for free for 30 days, and some other links as well, guys, that could put some money or some cash in your pockets. But if you are interested, those links will be down below. But anyways, if you enjoyed today's content and you want to see more, go ahead, subscribe to the channel. It's totally free. And if you like today's video, then go ahead and hit the like button for us. It really helps out this channel, as well as it tells YouTube to share this video with others. But anyways, guys, hey, I appreciate you guys stopping by and watching, and I hope to see you on the next video. Peace.